Hello there, beautiful pioneers. In this video segment, I would like to talk a bit about ignorance, some of the false teaching and beliefs, and basically manipulation on Earth as it's been for eons and eons of time. Many are now awakening to it. Many are feeling confused and lost, wondering whether, this is just a dream, whether it's a lie, it's a story, it's a myth. But let me tell you, it's real. It's happening. And now it's coming to surface. All is coming to light. First of all, let me address the issue of, I have these notes that lately come very in handy to me, like footnotes, basically a foot, and I write all that I want to speak about down, like taglines. So first of all, let me mention something about false teachings. There's so many out there. And yesterday I saw an amazing video from this psychic intuitive friend. She has a wonderful channel on YouTube. And she's one of those psychics that is actually also always saying that, like I always say, being psychic does not mean you're spiritually evolved, because psychic energy is not spiritual energy. And she's probably one of the rare psychics, probably the only one that I trust, because she's saying some things that really resonates and is really helping to be, to open people's eyes. And she made a video about these teachings that some people corrupt. And I would just basically say, without any blame or determination, that most of this comes from the New Age movement. These are the teachings of people, like she said in her video, and I do link that below. Please check that out. It's called Why Do Bad Things Happen to Me? She was basically for sharing her story about things she has seen that are going to happen to her through her gift. She has basically received attacks from people saying, oh, you attracted this, like attracts like, so you attracted it. And when I was watching her video, I was thinking, oh my God, I know so much people, I have gotten to know them through my sharings as well, who still believe that. And she said so many people make real teachings like the law of attraction and many universal laws to make them something that they're not. And a lot of the people I would say, this is why I'm so passionate about spreading this as well, because a lot of the people are like victims to these false teachings. You're not a victim. You can only be asleep. And when you're asleep and not choosing to wake up, you basically become this victim, paralyzed in the world of dominion and manipulation. So like she said, people try to accuse her, oh, you attracted this on some level. Oh, you fear this. Well, this is not the example. And I said this in my video about attacks on light workers as well. We do not attract that. That happens on a deeper spiritual level because everything has like a purpose and it serves a reason and it's all balancing out. But like she said, people say, oh, this person was meant, to experience that this was meant to happen in a bad way. And like she said, well, you know what? There's basically some bad people and they're choosing to create that reality, here on Earth. As I say, in source truth, everything is neutral. And we can see that from a higher perspective when we lift our consciousness strong enough, high enough. But when we see there's also earth truth. There's two truths. There's several truths, in fact. But if you look at the highest and the lowest truth, you see what you get. And you see that there's variations within that. So basically, like we wish to create within the light and through our love divine. Some are choosing to create through the opposite. And sometimes some people are victims to that. And they are intertwined with such energies. And she really speaks some truth there, and I really wanted to share this as well, because there's some people who, when they say that, oh, this is just how it's supposed to happen. Oh, you attracted this. These people who say this are just bluntly and in a crass way saying such things when they lack deeper spiritual understanding of the nature of things in the universe and the basic universal laws. They don't understand them, and there's no compassion in people who say that. Saying, oh, this is neutrality. That's not true. Being neutral does not mean being without feeling. I feel sometimes. I even feel anger and, frustration at how things are right now on Earth, but I try to neutralize them on a higher spiritual perspective. But we still feel that, and those feelings catapult things. Those feelings make the shift. There's a beautiful sister that I keep mentioning in my videos. Her channel is called I Always Seek, and sometimes she rants a lot in her videos, but whenever I watch them, she shares such powerful energy, and that energy that I feel in my body is causing the shift. It's making people think. It's waking people up. It's how it is. Everyone in their own way is contributing to this. But if you're just gonna, have false beliefs, gonna follow false teachings and just bluntly think, oh, it's just happening this way, and then you're gonna be convinced that you are within a neutral state of awareness, no. You're lacking deeper spiritual understanding of such things if you say such thing. That's not compassion. Compassion, my beautiful sister of light wrote this, and I shared it on my Facebook wall about compassion. It does not mean have sympathy for someone. It means holding that higher awareness, seeing things, why they're going through these lessons, why things are happening to them, but not in a way that some people say, oh, you attracted this. This is you. This is a part of you causing this. This is very false, very limited, and it makes people stay in that duality consciousness. We have to embrace our compassion that comes from our being, not our ego, and walk and be that compassion in all what we do, think, say. So I also discovered this. She was speaking it in the video. I was watching a video, one of the videos yesterday as well, was about the new economy and paradigm of the shift. Some man was talking about, and then he just randomly, I was just listening to the video, and then something really got my attention when he said, oh, yes, people, I'm still a meat eater. Well, guess what? You have to know that every animal, every cow, every chicken that comes here knows that it's going to be slaughtered. And I'm like, what? And this person considered themselves ascension guides? They're not speaking the whole spiritual truth. You have to understand it's basically what our sister in her video was saying. Oh, they knew what they were getting themselves into. Oh, yeah, no. Earth is experiencing this deep outplaying of the polarity right now. Things are very deep, sometimes very harsh. My sister on the channel Die Always Seek posted a video that is very brutal. It is about people on their motor vehicles, on the sea, those motorboats. They ran over some dolphins, probably hurting or killing them. They didn't even care. And she said they're not even going to get punished for that. They won't even suffer any consequences. And things like that are happening on Earth. And if you say, oh, those dolphins knew what they were getting themselves into. No, it's what Earth is still about. Major polarity, major harsh circumstances, many people choosing to play the game of the opposite. And when I'll be discussing the final part of the video, a lot of the manipulation still on Earth. And a lot of people following that, just like victims. Like puppets on a string. Many people have become that, not even knowing that their soul is not even claimed by them. It's by lower beings. So you have to understand the truth of being neutral, the difference between being neutral or see, or not see with your eyes as to what's truly going on. Being neutral means to see, to be awakened, to see what is going on, but to share compassion and speak the light of the truth. Not say, ooh, it's how it's meant to be. I'll just keep quiet and everyone's doing what they are anyway. They're getting themselves into what they're supposed to. That's not compassion. That's ignorance, and that's closing your eyes, being blindfolded, and it's not the same energy. And there's also a lot of the people claiming and wanting to be light workers and starseeds and all sort of things. And I know that many of the people, when I say this, might get mad. But you have to understand some people really, they're all about the tags. They're all about putting labels. They want to be special. Their ego wants confirmation. It wants validation because they still have not discovered their own source of love, of self-love, and they want this outer confirmation. When in fact, the beings who truly are light workers and starseeds are doing it. They're walking their mission. They're waking themselves up. They're assisting others. They're sharing their mission. They're sharing the truth that they have learned and they're experiencing. They're doing something. They're not just passively observing something and discussing one with another. Ooh, what abilities do you have? Ooh, what dreams do you have? Ooh, They're not. They know that this game on Earth right now is real, and they're taking their stand and they're participating. And some will say, oh, anger is bad, and look at all the people in the street. As I've said, you have waves of awakening. There are those who have awakened first and can hold the highest light frequency. That doesn't mean that they're better. They're serving in that way. The second wave that is coming is more of that of the starseed origin, and they're very angry, sometimes very revealing the truth, as blunt as it is, and it's okay. This is their part. This is their mission. So those who judge that, well, they don't do anything on their own. Well, guess what? That's just pure judgment and ignorance. Let them do. Blessed for those souls who wake up themselves, to wake up others, to speak the truth. So when that person said, well, every animal knew that they're going to be slaughtered. No, this is how harsh it is right now on Earth. And this is now within the shift. You know, there is chaos to make you think, to show you these brutal things, to make you have compassion from within you, to awaken, to stir those emotions, to awaken that compassion to arise from deep within your being, and to start seeing the world that it is and wanting to create something else. This is what the shift is about, not being passive and saying, you know, everyone deserves what they get. No, we are the co-creators of the new. So, you know, after me writing that comment to that person who was very much saying that all that the shift is about is very mental, and that you don't have to shift your diet because basically they believe that everything is in the mind anyway. And I'm thinking, no, ascension is on all levels, awakening is on all levels. You don't say I'm a highly evolved being, but then you still don't get that eating meat is a manipulation that comes from guess where? The beings that are holding this place in a lower vibration. As beings of the light, as human beings, we were never created to eat meat. We were created as pure light beings of genetic codes of so many races. Our only food intake, our source was liquid light. And I keep saying this in my videos and will, because it's the truth. It's who we are in nature. There's also those who are not of the same root race. There's those who are of the different part of the matrix. And I'm just reading a beautiful book from a little boy called David from Inua. I think it's very spread out, this book. Many people know about it, and it's wonderful. It's brilliant. I resonate with so many things. And this boy just shares the truth from those beings that are here on earth right now to help spread this light of truth, to help awaken humans, those that are of that genetic race, of that origin, to wake up, to see who is ruling the world, what you can do to get yourself out of this energy. And guess what? You know, when I commented on that, statement of that person who was saying that every animal knew that they were going to be slaughtered, I say, you know what? Because they were speaking of the shift. And I said, well, but the shift is about all levels. The shift is also about knowing that we are to shift, to be vegans, vegetarians, things like that, to turn to nature, to turn to source. You know, see all parts of creation as equal. And David from Inua is speaking about exactly the same thing. And that's why it resonates so much. And I said, well, think about whenever you're still doing that, you're actually you're holding that energy of murdering animals and you're participating. And then this other person comments on my comment saying, well, I don't think that if you eat meat, you're participating in this of the murder. Well, guess what? In source truth, you are, because all is energy. And whatever you do to add to that energy, to support it, you do support it. This is the truth, and that's why there's a beautiful man here in Slovenia speaking truth about food resources, what is being done in nature, what they're doing to degrade our Gaia. And he said that every person who's eating meat should be put, in front of that animal, seeing if they're willing to kill it. And my beautiful friend said exactly the same thing when he was making a video about feeding ourselves. He said, when I started this journey, I asked myself this question, am I really capable of murdering that animal? Think about it. There is no judgment here. It's just to make you think where you are still being manipulated within those lower energies that we've been, as an entire collective, put into. I have been too at a certain part of my life, although when I was a little girl, I was always pushing meat at the side of the plate. And because my parents were, also programmed, what they make us, what they write about in the certain articles and magazines, how we should do that. Everything is decided for us what we should or shouldn't, as long as we don't think with our own heads. So basically, this is what is the source truth. And if the more that you progress towards source truth, and, away from that state of being manipulated, the more you see the truth being revealed about those false teachings, the more you see who are those false prophets, the more you start asking questions, you will see who's truly embodying what they're speaking. Because every really highly evolved being knows that. And knows that, like it said in the book from David, those who are actually were the ones who made us think that we need to eat meat were those that are of the other race. And I would just like to again mention this beautiful book, No More Secrets, No More Lies, from Patricia Corey, because all the areas that we as a human race have been manipulated on. All those levels are being described here. And I've read this in my video about the book recommendations. And it's all about from our water, the chemicals, you know, this is what the little boy David also speaks about. The chemicals in our water, you know, the chlorum, the fluoride in our toothpaste, the additives in our food, in our drinks, all the artificial products, even in our clothes, the poisons that they add there, all that is not organic right now, in the laundry, detergent that we put, you know, everything. It's being decided, and, you know, chemistry, you know, in pharmaceutical companies, all is being decided by them. But we have a free choice, and the more that we see that, the more we can shift towards the newer, you know. And towards the end, I would like to read this paragraph from this book. Let there be no more secrets, it says, and I will continue in reading that. As you delve deeper into the true origins of your race as humans, you are realizing that the establishment's tales of human history are far too limiting and that they are filled with deception, glaring omissions, and countless errors. You try to put the real picture together, attempting to decipher the tattered pages of ancient texts and the maps of your great ancestors, but so little remains in the written record, a mere whisper of the winds of ages. Those that actually are willing to do some research and open their eyes, of course. The loss of your most important historical records and the incredible esoteric knowledge contained within them is not only due to the natural processes of Earth's evolution and the elusive passing of time. What little survived of the antediluvian record was systematically destroyed by soldiers and the masked crusaders who have been serving the power, with the capital P, since so long ago that your contemporary cultures cannot imagine such expanses of time, much less remember them. Consider, too, that countless volumes of the most significant material, those which speak in detail of the true origins of your race and of the extraterrestrial forces that have influenced your development, were sequestered by the authority and its secret societies to be hoarded in the vaults of their private collections. Far from the eyes of the common people, these have been quietly passed down over generations from one covert hand to another, always far from the public's line of vision. Many of the great works of your ancestors are locked away to this very day. For the power still believes that knowledge of Earth's true history is theirs to deny you, just as they have managed throughout your existence to conceal the truth of their conspiracy to control and suppress the human race while reaping planet Earth of its riches. They are mistaken. The true story of your roots, your incredible journey, is being slowly retrieved from the keys that have been buried by the ancients, just as it is being beamed to you upon the waves of consciousness coming into Earth's fields at this point in your ascension process and brought to full awareness from your subconscious recall, where the soul's multidimensional experience is reflected back to you as memory. This is your inner feeling, you know. This you are discovering in these hours of change and renewal, and much more will become available in the days that lie just ahead of you. The wisdom will be secret no more. Soon to be open is the Atlantean Hall of Records, inextricably linked to the Great Sphinx at Giza in ways that have somehow escaped your probing curiosity. It is the very Sphinx itself. Fortunately, the Atlantean Codex remain intact, for the establishment archaeological community is focused upon gold-filled chambers filled with historical records and artifacts, but there are far greater treasures buried there. In the cool sands that lie deep below the mystery's feline effigy, the hall contains access codes to the multidimensional cosmic library. These were deposited by priests of the White Brotherhood who descended from the safety of the highlands and migrated to the Nile River Valley of Egypt when the waters finally receded. They were to encode the wisdom there, to be guarded for generations by their direct descendants, the first pharaohs. The Hall of Records was left as a legacy to humankind, entrusted for safekeeping to the enigmatic lioness, until that point in time when you would be ready to enter the Atlantean chamber, a sacred space, and bring forward the Codex, opening a window upon the known time of human evolution. That is about to take place in your lifetimes as you decreed it. This is just a more esoteric part of what is going on, and I'm so happy that there's people waking up, because everyone is causing the shift and is contributing to it in their own unique way. Some are doing it through speaking the truth very much in an angry way, showing what is happening, showing their own examples. Things are happening. Some are doing it more in the subtle energy levels, more light working. but also doing it in a very profound way. A lot of the people, they're gonna do restructuring of the how we produce food, how we're taking our power back in all the areas, how we build houses, how we exchange energy, and not, not through the monetary system that is being enforced by us as much as everything else. Because what people do, they don't ask questions. They are being passed things by one generation to another, thinking that this is just the way how it's supposed to be. But this is the time when we are the ones who are starting to ask questions, receiving all the answers, and this way everything can be revealed through all of us, because we all hold pieces of the puzzle. So once again, do not be distracted by my way of saying all of this. I had to be more hyper because there's so many things. This is a very deep subject, and I think I'll be speaking about it more because a lot was hidden from what Gaia actually truly is as a planet, who we truly are as a race. I've read one paragraph from this book already, how we were actually created, what they made of us, how they manipulated us, how they actually made our DNA. So we would be just basically functioning in our 2 base chakras, not thinking at all. But, they in a way have misjudged us. They kind of take us too much for granted, because the power of the living light within us, of who we are, like so many say, also David from Inuwa, you are perfected beings. You're one of the most perfected species in the universe. You just have to remember who you are and start walking a path of a sovereign individual, each and every one of us. Because if you want to awaken the entire humanity, you got to awaken the entire you. If you want to make changes in the outer, make the changes within the entire being that is you. So this is something from me. And to conclusion, don't fall for those false teachings. Don't be too blunt. Don't stay in the superficial surface. Go deep within, like my beautiful brother says, infinite waters. Dive deep every single time. Keep diving deep. All the secrets, all the ancients are within our DNA, but we have to integrate it back. And we do that by taking energy away from the system as it is right now, because these are all their rules, not us, not ours. We have to build a new society that is our own, and the planet is making its leap jump into the new. And those that have served their purpose in a way to empower us through those actions of manipulations, they're actually, their time is coming up, because they have done, like it is in the universe. Something serves its purpose and then it's being removed. It's the same in your life. When something serves a purpose, it goes away. It's no longer needed at that point in time for that thing. It moves, it transpires, it shifts into something new. The same way we are. Much love. Namaste, my beloved family of light. See everything in a very positive light, because this is how it truly is. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful weekend, okay? Bye.